Hey everyone, it's Ryan here. Week and a bit out of the season. The 2021-2022 Premier League season has finished. I'm going to go over my predictions and how correct I was. Um, and also like my other bonus predictions. A couple of them, there's ones that I'll do some extra ones just because I didn't add them at the time. Um, because obviously I did it at the beginning of the season. Um, what else was there? I was going to say something else. My other bonus things are going to be like goal of the season, signing of the season, because obviously there's some like other signings that never happened. So I'm just going to try and somehow have both the table and my predictions next to each other, which should be interesting. So I'm going to go from bottom to top. In 20th place we have Norwich, which I also went for Norwich. There's one for me. It's safe to say it's pretty much same old Norwich when they came up. They had bright moments, but again, they lost so much that they were relegated fairly early on. I think there was like 5 or 6 games left by the time they were relegated. 19th place was Watford. I also went for Watford again. So Norwich had 22 points after 38 games. Watford had 23 points after 38 games. So it kind of shows that it's weird because basically they've been teams that have sort of gone down, come back up, but they go straight back down again. It shows that they're probably not ready for Premier League just yet. In 18th place, I did put Brighton. 18th place was Burnley. I put Brighton. Brighton actually finished in the top half, and I'll get back to them in a bit. 18th was Burnley. I put them 16th originally. I'll tell you what. They actually. Hang on, just trying to sort these tabs out. There we go. They actually. They were doing mostly alright, just like doing their usual. They were like around 14th, 15th, and then they got rid of Sean Dyche because they kept losing. Had some bright sparks, but then unfortunately just couldn't keep up with it. They got relegated on the final day because Leeds won, which Leeds came 17th. I put 11th for Leeds. I thought Leeds were going to have a mid-table season. Turns out they didn't. It was a very bad season for them. There was a lot of red cards in their team. It just did not go well for them. 17th, I put Crystal Palace. Again, they did a lot better than I expected. In 16th, we have Everton. That was a big surprise. I put Everton as 9th originally. My 16th was Burnley. They just started doing really bad under Ancelotti. I believe it was, yeah. Ancelotti was there. I think they brought Benitez in this season. I really can't remember. But essentially, they started doing really bad. Then they brought Lampard in, and then it went even worse. And then somehow they managed to recover from that and actually save themselves with one game left to go. And it was so weird because they treated it like they've just been promoted to the Premier League. I don't get the whole pitch invasion thing. I'd get it if you're in like lower leagues, but in Premier League, especially when you've just survived, not being relegated to the Championship, it's a very bizarre one. Lampard's done an alright job there to try and keep them up. Whether they do next season, who knows? I'll be intrigued what happens. 15th was Southampton. I put Newcastle. This was before Newcastle's takeover, and we'll see later just how well that did for him. Yeah, Southampton, again, it's not been a strong season for them. 40 points. That's normally your safe bet of points to not get relegated. Again, just spells of good games, bad games, just obviously majority of bad games. They only won 9. Drew 13, lost 16. It's it's a weird one there. 14th was Aston Villa. I put Brentford. I had very high hopes for Brentford. Turns out they did even better than I thought. But I say even better. I'll get into that one. Aston Villa again. They started dipping quite a bit. They then brought Gerrard in. Aston Villa got rid of Dean Smith. Dean Smith then took over Norwich. They brought in Steven Gerrard from Rangers, and he actually did a really good job for him. He signed Coutinho. I'm sure he signed someone else as well, but Coutinho was a very key player for them. They had some really good games in there. 13th was Brentford. The new team that came up. I was very excited for Brentford. Like I said, I put 14th for them. I put Southampton 13th. Yeah, I was very happy that Brentford did very well because I do like their style of play. Obviously, I was used to when they had Watkins and Ben Rama, they didn't have that, but they actually did very well for themselves. Obviously, the big story for Brentford is they signed Christian Eriksen after his health scare at the Euros, I believe. So it was nice to see him play. He actually did fairly well for him, and now apparently he's back linked to like Tottenham and Arsenal and all these other teams. In 12th place, Crystal Palace. Like I said, I put them 17th. In 12th, I put West Ham. Again, West Ham did really, really well. Again. Again, Crystal Palace, very solid mid-table season for them. Normally they're around like the 15th place section. That's why I sort of put them 17th. I thought they might struggle this season. Conor Gallagher has definitely been a good signing for them. I believe he was a loan signing. He'll probably be back at Chelsea next season, where they probably won't do anything with him, to be honest. But he was very good for them. Eze was good. Zaha, obviously, his usual. They did fairly well for themselves. 11th place, Newcastle. Like I said, I put them 15th. I actually put Leeds 11th. Newcastle, big story for them was they had a financial takeover with, I think it was like a Saudi Arabian couple or something, company like that. And then they didn't like splash the cash immediately and went like, oh, we'll spend 200 million on like 8 players. They signed 5 players which pretty much fit Newcastle, which was what was nice about it and bolstered the areas they needed to. So they signed Chris Wood, Bruno Guimaraes, Kieran Trippier, Dan Burn, and I don't know who the other one was, but there was another player they signed, but it actually went really well for them. And they actually started, because they were like in the relegation zone for quite a lot of the first half of the season. And they managed to get themselves all the way back up. And like I said, they got up to 11th, which is very surprising for them. I'm very intrigued to see what happens next season with them. Like I said, fair play to Newcastle to recover that much. 10th place was Wolves. I actually put Wolves for 10th. So that is currently 3. I've got right. Go me. They had a very balanced season. Like I said, 10th is actually not too bad for them. The nice thing was Raul Jimenez coming back. Jose Sar's been a great goalkeeper for them, especially after Patricio went to Roma. Like a lot of teams here, especially around this mid-table, there's a lot of times where it's just a really good, like they have really good games, and then just a lot of bad games, and then some really good games again. It's just basically just mixes back and forth. 9th place was Brighton. That's literally how well they've done. They finished in the top half. Key signing for them is basically Cucurella. I think I might do that at the end, where like I'll do each team with the key signing, or like best player for the team. He's been very good for them. I put Everton 9th. I basically got them the wrong way round, almost. 8th place, I put Tottenham. Leicester came 8th. I did put them for 4th. Again, injury woes for Leicester. Vardy, Evans getting injured. Fofana with a very freak injury. At the beginning of the pre-season, he had his leg broken, so he was out for the majority of the games. There was a stat, I think, for what was I thinking? For when Fofana came back at the end of the season. So basically it was 20 something games played for Leicester, 75 goals conceded. 11 games for Fofana playing, only 14 conceded. So you can see where the improvement is there. If you have Fofana and Evans, then it goes really well. I think Soyuncu without Evans there is a lost cause, essentially. Same with the Marty. They've just had like a lot of injuries, like Justin, Barnes, Vardy. Maddison was out for a bit. Ndidi's been out. Ricardo Pereira's been out. So, basically just a lot of injury problems for them. And then they only started kicking again towards the end of the season when it was a bit too late. Their highlight for Leicester was getting the semi-final of the Europa Conference League. So that was good for them. But again, they've got no European football this season. So maybe they can focus on more on the top 6 for them next season. 7th place, West Ham. I put Arsenal. Again, Arsenal and Tottenham had better seasons this season. West Ham doing very, very well. They got to the semi-final of the Europa League as well on top of that. I was kind of hoping they would have made it to the final. Obviously with Mark Noble having his last season, it would have been nice for him to have like a trophy, like a European trophy would have been really nice. And yeah, again, a lot of people say, Declan Rice has been a great player for them. Just the whole attacking formation for them has been really good. Sixth place, Man United. I put Aston Villa. I got that fairly wrong. I put Man U second, I think. Yeah, I put Man U second. Shows how wrong I was. The big thing for Man U was they sacked Solskjaer, they brought in Rangnick, and they've got Ten Hag for next season. The other big story for them was they signed Ronaldo. So basically making his triumphant return. And a lot of people say Ronaldo's been a bad signing for them. He's actually been their key player, if anything. I think he scored 18 goals in the Premier League this season. He saved them so many times in like the Champions League and like Europa League when it got to it. Whether he stays there for Europa League, I don't know. But it's safe to say it's not been a great season for Man U, to the point their goal difference is nothing. And basically they just started dropping from top four like by January essentially. Fifth place was Arsenal. I put Chelsea for that. Basically Arsenal start of the season lost 3 games. They're very bottom of the table. They then managed to have this giant resurgence once they got rid of like Aubameyang. Basically focused on their youth squad like Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka. Tierney unfortunately was out injured at one point. But essentially like they started focusing on their young players, like Martinelli's now getting more regular time. And then just for whatever reason, like Arsenal just became the bottlers of it. They were literally 4 points ahead of Tottenham in the game in hand, lost to Tottenham, still had the game in hand, lost that game, and then just kept losing. It wasn't until the last game of the season that they won, but then again Tottenham won also. Fourth place was Tottenham, so they've got the final Champions League spot. Like I said, I put 8th for them and 7th for Arsenal. I put Leicester 4th, Chelsea 5th. Again, like very good season for Tottenham. Tottenham, obviously Conte becoming the manager after they got rid of Nuno after 4 months in charge. They had a massive resurgence. Like Kane took way too long to get going. Son was a standout player for them. Kulusevski's been a great signing for them. That's like a very deadly trio now. Kane and Son, I believe, now have the record for both combined goals together. Third place, Chelsea. I put Man City for that. And then, Chelsea, again, like they could have had a solid third, but again, they started dipping. They were title contenders at one point. They just started losing it. Obviously, Lukaku signing for them was a big deal. That hasn't gone as well as they hoped. Second place, Liverpool, with 92 points. I put Liverpool to win it. And again, it was very similar to, I believe, 2 or 3 seasons ago, where Liverpool and Man City were just constantly just winning like that. And basically, that's just all their points were doing. Basically, to show how much of a gap in quality Liverpool and Man City have over the other teams. Man City came first with 93, Liverpool 92, Chelsea were third with 74. They are a whole 18 points behind. That's 6 games. That's basically just the gap there. And then it's Tottenham 71, Arsenal with 69. Then it's Man U in 6th with 58. So that's like another 11 points on top of that. Like it just shows how much of a gap in quality there is with these teams. But yeah, Man City won the Premier League again. Again, both teams proving that they could have, they were worthy of winning it compared to any other team. They had slow starts, but then once they got going, that was it for them. Also, Liverpool had the opportunity to go for the quadruple. They ended up with a double because they lost the Champions League final to Madrid again 4 years ago. They lost the Premier League to Man City, but they did win the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, both against Chelsea. 2 penalties after not scoring. They had 3 finals this season, didn't score a goal in any of them. Right, on to the awards. So, of that lot, I only got 3 right. So I got Norwich, Watford, Wolves right. Well done me. So, for the awards, Golden Boot, Mo Salah / Harry Kane I put. I was half right with that. It was Mo Salah and Son for Tottenham, not Kane. Golden Glove, Alisson. Again, half right. It was both Alisson and Edison. The 2 top goalkeepers. Player of the season, Mo Salah. It was actually Kevin De Bruyne. He had a very good season. I don't think he got double digits in both goals and assists, but he was a very key player for Man City, obviously. Young player of the season, I put Kai Havertz. I don't think they announced young player of the season. I'm just going to quickly look it up. I generally don't know if they actually did put one. Or was it? I think it might. I don't think it was Bergwijn, was it? No, because that was for the double goal against Leicester. Hang on. Would it help if I did? Phil Foden was last year. Why can't we just have the players? Give me the players. Oh, I'm guessing they just didn't. I'm guessing they haven't announced one. Foden was the last one. What else have we got? Yeah, breakout season. I put Joe Willock. That really didn't happen, to be honest. If anyone had a breakout season, who would I pick? I don't really know, because basically everyone was just like, I'd say Jota, like for Liverpool. Like he did alright at Wolves, but once they signed to Liverpool, he started doing really well there. I'd say Jota probably had the breakout season. Unsung heroes, I pretty much got all these wrong. Danny Ings, he then went to Aston Villa, actually did fairly alright for him. Patson Daka didn't really get much game time for Leicester. It was more focused on Iheanacho. And when he did play, he didn't really do too much, to be honest. He did have a good moment in the Europa League where he scored four goals in the same game. Raul Jimenez, it was just nice to see him back from injury. He actually got a fair amount of goals as well, which is pretty good. And then Emi Martinez, I mean, with where Aston Villa finished, it wasn't really much of a unsung hero type thing. I'm guessing unsung hero would probably be, if I was to pick anyone. I generally don't know. I can't really think of anyone right now. Yeah, I wouldn't think of one now. I forgot manager of the season. They went with Klopp, despite the fact he didn't win the Premier League. Because he's Premier League manager of the season, which is what's odd about it. The only thing I don't like about them is they keep giving them to like Pep or Klopp, but they're expected to get top 2 with their teams. Other nominations were Eddie Howe for Newcastle, Thomas Frank for Brentford, David Moyes for West Ham, and then I can't remember who the other one was. I think it was someone a bit more mid-table. I would have given it to Eddie Howe, considering where they were when he got appointed to where he got them. I don't see why they didn't give it him. He's done really well with Newcastle there. And then the other one I'm going to do, signing of the season. I've got to say, for Tottenham, it's Kulusevski. They got him, I believe, halfway through the season, and just from there, it was a whole different game with them. Like, he was that special third player to work with Son and Kane. He definitely got a good handful of goals, a good handful of assists. He's been a very good signing for them. For Liverpool, it was Jota. Wolves, you got Jose Sarr. He was a really good signing. Man City, can't really say anyone. They spent £100 million on Grealish to sit him on the bench, essentially. Yeah, that's pretty much all good thing for that. So yeah, that's going to be... Oh yeah, standout player for each team I'm going to go with. So, I'm going to go base from top to bottom. So, Man City... goal of the season. I forgot to do that. Goal of the season, there's a good handful. Mo Salah's versus Man City, basically working through the defence, scoring that way. That's a really good one. Son scored a couple of long-range goals against Norwich and against Leicester by the end of the season. Rodri, just the power shot from 30 yards out that he's known to do. They're always lovely to watch. Neves had a really good goal against Everton. It was just inside the box, but he basically lobbed it to the other corner. Madison's had a good couple of goals, curving shots, free kicks. Trying to think who else is a good one. Ronaldo's had a couple against Tottenham. The volley from when it's crossed from distance. Also his long range one against them. Free kick against Norwich. Gomares with his first goal of the season, which was like a weird sidekick. That was really cool. Save of the season. There's a couple. There's Pickford for saving it off the line like late in the season. Like that was a really good goal. One that I actually watched in person was Aaron Ramsdale versus Leicester. Maddison took a free kick and Ramsdale managed to save it and tip it onto the bar, and then get a save afterwards to keep it out. Lloris has had some good saves. De Gea's had to do a lot of good saves, just basically to try and keep Man U afloat, essentially. Right, and then I'm just going to go on to key player for each team, essentially. So, Man City, I'm going to say De Bruyne, player of the season for a reason. Liverpool, I'm going to say Jota, just because of the season that he's had. Chelsea, Kai Havertz, he's been doing really well for them. Tottenham, Son, I mean, Golden Boot for a reason. Arsenal, I'm going to have to say Ramsdale. Had a bit of a slow start, but once they started playing him, he started doing really well for them. Man U, it's got to be Ronaldo. If not Ronaldo, it's De Gea. West Ham, I will say Jared Bowen. He was another one that had a breakout season. I think he finally got an England call-up as well because of it. Leicester, if I'm to pick anyone, Maddison was top player for Leicester, I believe. I think he had 12 goals and 13 goals basically he had a fair amount of goals and assists to his name. If not Harvey Barnes, before his injury, he started doing really well for him. Brighton, it's got to be Cucurella. Definite potential signing of the season there. Wolves, I will say Jose Sarr in goal. He's been a really great goalkeeper. Newcastle, who can I pick for Newcastle? Saint Maximan, I guess. I guess maybe that's a cliche, but he's actually done really well for them. Crystal Palace, Zaha. I mean, I would say Gallagher as well. He's been a really good player, but obviously Zaha is kind of their key player. Brentford, I'm gonna go with Wissa. I think his name is. It's like Wissa. He's scored some very key goals for them. Aston Villa, in the short spell there, Coutinho. He's been really, really good for them. If not, Matty Cash. He's been doing really well too. Southampton, probably Ward-Prowse just for his free kicks. They're always such a delight to watch. Everton, I will probably have to go with Pickford. Just in the last one. If not Pickford, then I would say Richarlison, just for getting a lot of goals for them. Leeds, probably Rafinha. That's the only person I think. Burnley, it's got to be Nick Pope. I think if Nick Pope doesn't get signed by a Premier League team, something very wrong is there. Watford, I always have to say Emmanuel Dennis. He scored quite a lot of goals for them. And then finally, Norwich was Timo Pukki. So basically, that's going to be my wrap up for the season. I'm very excited to see what next season is going to be like. I'll do another predictions thing for before that season, just to have an understanding of the teams and stuff like that. But I only got 3 of the 20 right, so I guess that's something. But thank you very much for watching this, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.